Hey guys, Chronicle here.
Hola and welcome back to the channel. Today we're gonna talk about the Bandit Assault Rifle, the Sawbar. To my surprise, this is kinda an underrated weapon in Borderlands 2, even though you can get quite the results with it. Oh, and it's also another returning weapon in Borderlands 3 because Gearbox likes recycling. Now, let's see how this weapon has changed in each game. The red text is a play on the song Fire Water Burn by the American rock band Bloodhound Gang. At least that's what the wiki says. I'm honestly not sure about this one, guys. Now, the Sawbar fires a projectile that after a set amount of time spawns 3 more projectiles that explode like fireworks. The main projectile has no splash damage. The 3 additional projectiles, however, deal full weapon damage and also full splash damage. There is a learning curve with the Sawbar. You will need the right distance to hit the enemy with all the projectiles and explosions, and it might take a little bit to learn. However, once you figure out how to use this weapon, you will realize that it's actually very good. It can hit multiple enemies at the same time, making it a good choice for crowd control, and if you combine it with a singularity grenade, you have properly positioned enemies whenever you want. Maya's face lock is a perfect action skill for this weapon since it sets yourself up at the right distance, and convergence allows you to get rid of a group of enemies quite fast, like you will be unstoppable. And if you really want to make things interesting, you can also combine the Sawbar with a bee, and it can shred through enemies in seconds, especially flesh, thanks to the unlisted projectiles and explosions that can get full amp damage. Yeah, you get like 7 instances of bee shield damage here. Enemies? I don't see them. Now, some downsides you can find using the Sawbar is again getting the right distance. If you don't, most of your explosion will miss or will not proc. Fast moving enemies are an issue since they can get close to you and will force you to swap weapons because dealing damage only with the Sawbar main projectile will not be enough to take enemies down. Skills that can increase the bullet speed will change when the enlisted projectiles and explosion spawn. In some cases, it makes using the Sawbar much harder. Another issue with the Sawbar is that it's locked to one element and the splash damage is the same type as the Flacker and the Pimpernel. Wait, what's that? It doesn't get grenade bonuses and it doesn't proc blood flash? Oh, okay. Well, I can see why people would not want to use the Sawbar despite its damage potential. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a quick announcement for you. Drum rolls, please. Oh yeah, there is no budget for that. Well, not yet. The channel memberships are now available. This is your chance to support the channel and at the same time get some exclusive perks. If you choose to join, it will allow me to increase the quality of the videos, upload more often and consistently, but overall improve the experience for you guys, which at the end is what I really want. I know some of you might not be able to join, and that's okay. You can still show your support by leaving likes and comments. That's always appreciated. That's all I wanted to say, and thank you guys, like seriously, thank you so much for everything. Now let's continue with the video. In Borderlands 3, it's pretty much the same gun, besides having a much chaotic look and being COV, which is basically Bandit. It's not a pearl anymore, but a legendary now, because we couldn't possibly have too many legendaries in this game. Its playstyle is still the same, get the right distance and destroy everything. Although it kinda feels like the distance for the explosions to happen seems to be farther than in Borderlands 2. To be honest, it's kinda hard to tell. The main and biggest difference from the Borderlands 2 version is that it now gets splash damage bonuses, and also in this game we can increase the splash radius, which means that we can make the explosions bigger so that they reach enemies much easier. However, this does not mean that using this gun is easier. You'll find that in Borderlands 3 there are so many things going on the screen that you need to constantly reposition yourself. You find many more fast moving enemies than in Borderlands 2. And now you cannot use singularity grenades to position enemies anymore. They work completely different than in Borderlands 2. The enemies are pulled, but they get thrown at random locations after the singularity effect is over. With that being said, this weapon it's really good. Mega Bore on this thing is amazing, you can tear through bosses like it's nothing. Same can add another pellet, and of course you can proc Eraser and Blood Explosion with this. Amara can make good use as well since she can face lock enemies, although personally I think that she's better off using other assault rifles. I did not like using the Sawbar on Amara. By the way, the bullet speed still changes the explosion spawn time. Moose is probably the best character for the Sawbar. With her incendiary bonuses, she can make this thing a monster of a weapon. Crosstalk promotion can increase explosion radius so much that you won't see what you're shooting at. And when you're finally able to see what's going on, you'll find out that there's no enemy alive. It's pretty damn good. This is one of the few weapons that Moose can use without killing herself, with her splash radius bonuses. So that's a huge plus. So the Sawbar, this assault rifle is pretty good. It offers excellent crowd control and damage potential, especially when combined with the right setups. Although it may take some time to get used to its unique fighting mechanic, once mastered, the Sawbar can be a devastating tool in any Vault Hunter's arsenal. This is an underrated weapon that deserves a second look. So why not give it a try in your next playthrough and see for yourself what this returning weapon is capable of. That's all I have to say for today. Thank you so much for watching, I really appreciate it, and I hope you have a great day. See you soon, bye bye!